any video you create, doesn't matter what size it is, you can always resize it. And what the brilliant thing about this is, when you resize it, you can actually use it for different purposes, whether landscape, portrait, Facebook, again, square, for ads and things like that. So don't worry about the dimensions and the technical thing. This is all included when you get access. Okay, so that was another thing that popped up in my mind. I thought, now I've got to share that, because it's a very important thing, you know, especially trying to resize videos. Now, the important thing is, depending on the style that you want to go for. So before I get into clients and serving clients, and how can we sell this? How can we build a revenue stream for this? Whether we're using a place like Fiverr, which I'm going to show you, how you can create, you know, spokesperson, use this in social media or getting for clients, etc., etc. Let's go to the basics first, okay? So we've got a number of different templates you can choose from, as Paul kind of mentioned, but I'm going to go through them a little bit more thoroughly, because this is the it's going to be the important part, especially if you're watching this for the first time and you're considering it. Sometimes it's nice to see what you're getting involved with, isn't it? So you can actually see the whole breakdown of everything. So each one will have a different animation, essentially, okay? You can see everything is all indicated, one static, fade in, and box reveal. So just by putting your cursor across, you'll see the animation there. So it gives you an idea of what it will appear, and that's how your project will be. Bearing in mind, I've had a question, or there was a question that popped up. What about if you're using this for clients? So that's another great question, right? So yes, you can use this for clients, and there is a feature where you can add watermarks. So don't worry about the watermarking feature. I know that popped up. So with the commercial rights, you can use this for client projects. So it's unlimited. You have to understand, with that fee of $99 when you get access today, it's unlimited videos. So, you know, you can just imagine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to find some really good ones that I think are really important, that I came across, that I like. And remember, these avatars, even though they are showing, it's not the avatar that's going to be used. It's just for a preview version. So don't get worried that, is this the avatar that's going to be used? So with the full body spokesperson, let me go and show you something. As you scroll down, a lot of the stuff that you do see, this is just one good example, is newsrooms. And I came across stuff like this. You know, you got stuff like this on YouTube. You've got stuff like on TikTok. I think the news even reported it, where people are now using avatars as bots of giving, you know, a human information, which I thought was very, very good. So what I'll do, let me just get this up on screen if I can get that up. There we go. That's much better. So as you're going through this, make sure, you know, with the previews, you can actually see how it's going to appear, like Paul mentioned. But the key here is, see all the images, all of these can be changed and customized to your own media content. So don't think that it's just a static image that can't be changed. So you could have your own B-roll playing in the background. And bearing in mind, when it comes to adding those components, there is royalty-free images and videos that can be used. Okay. So as you go through, if I select this, you can see now I selected, I'll go to next. But I'm not going to do that yet, because I want to show you a couple of more virtual sets, virtual studio sets. So you can imagine, you know, if you maybe a podcaster, a blogger, maybe you want to do YouTube. And another key thing is, this is another key thing. Nowadays, people want to make faceless videos. Okay. Whether you want to do a faceless video, or you want maybe your client wants to turn themselves into a AI influencer or their own avatar, we have that feature obviously with face swap. Okay, so it gives you that flexibility that you don't have to get on camera. If you're hesitant about on camera, if you're worried about talking, being confident in speech, again, we have that text to speech capability. But bearing in mind, another good question that Reed did mention, can you have your own voice? Of course you can. Forget your voice. Your client could give you their voice script, right? Their audio recording. You can upload it directly and it will go onto the avatar. Secondly, somebody mentioned, can you have a singing avatar? Yeah, you can. You could have a song and upload it, and then it will be applied to the avatar and it will be synced up with the lips. Okay, so maybe you're creative, you want to make songs and post them online, but you don't want to show your own face. Well, now you can using HumanPal. Okay, so the great thing is here, you can see, look, everywhere it says your media is here. We can now apply that. So it's a great way of previewing what it's going to look like before you actually go ahead with the project. And another good thing is that you could actually use these as examples in your portfolio if you're going to be using this for clients. So that's something we are going to be looking at shortly. But first, I want to go through the very basics first, step by step, so you can see all the improvements first, all the updates, and then from that, it will be coming to how can you monetize this at $100 a pop. Now, another thing I want to make very clear: I know the title is $100 a pop, but we're being conservative. You have to understand a minimum. You could do less or you could do more. You will dictate how much you want to charge. Okay, so we've got breaking news. That's a really good one. Now, just imagine there's so many videos coming out online that are, you have trending topics that are coming out now that you can actually create content about. You can quickly put a snippet in and you can get that piece of media about any kind of news that's happening right now and create a video and then post it out there. Now, we're not just limited, obviously, to news, but you can just imagine anything and everything. And another cool thing I will show you later when it comes to the script, remember we have free tools like ChatGPT that can actually give you relevant new information, or you can extract it and it will create the scripts for you. So if anyone's here that thinks, I'm not a copywriter, I don't know how to create a script, you have everything covered by using tools like ChatGPT. So working with a client, coming up with the information for your scripts, it's very easy. It's become so much easier now, okay? So you have everything at your fingertips. So if I come back, let's have another one. These ones look amazing. Okay, so I want you to imagine if you're doing a product promotion, a product or service. The business can be, offline, online. It doesn't matter. Okay, so what will happen with these is these are going to be animated videos, and within each element you will have your media playing. And I've got a good example of that. Actually, let me see if I can get that up now, just to show you a quick preview of how that will appear. Okay, so let's
turn
have a look
any
at that.
photo into a talking avatar in just seconds. With our AI, bring images to life for marketing, training, or pure fun. No camera, no mic, no editing skills needed.
Okay, so the key here is that if you just imagine any kind of promotional, this was an example of affiliate marketing. If I wanted to go ahead and promote even HumanPal, then I could get those snippets of videos, okay, and I can place them on the devices as such, like I done. And I'm going to show you, it's a really simple process. So coming back to the newsroom, let me show you the newsroom actually.
This is a breaking news alert. Stay tuned for the latest updates. This is a break.
Okay, did everybody see that? And here's some other good examples of some of the brand new features that we have.
Oh, I can't believe it actually worked. And they said I was overthinking it. Oh,
Wait, did I just delete the whole thing? Nope, just minimized it. Crisis averted. Why do I always forget how far this place is? At least my legs are getting their weekly workout.
Okay. Just a quick walk to clear my head. Or maybe to outrun that to-do list. Whoa.
All right, I thought I'd give you a quick little snippet so you can see, the upgrades, especially with, like Paul mentioned, the technology that goes behind this to have an avatar not only move the animation of it, but then get it synced up with the lips and moving. It's a very hard, challenging thing to do. So with time, more emotions will be added and other upgrades. Okay, so coming back, let's have another look at some other amazing templates. Again, these are ready-made templates. You don't need to go around and fish around and use, high-level editing or moving this over there, Video Premiere Pro. This is already done. It's just a case of you come in, you specify which template you want, and then you just go through the process of adding the text asset. And we've got billboard mockups. Okay. So you can just imagine local companies that want to do promotions and get their message out there. We've got another good one, video within video. So you can see how that would look. And you'll see this one. Obviously, this one's full body, and there's a placeholder there where you can put your content in. And this stuff, if anyone remembers, especially when it comes to pattern interrupt, when it comes to videos, having typography. Can you see how the text just comes? It always engages the viewer, isn't it? Okay, so very, very important. And you'll see it'll be designated for each one how it's going to reveal, whether it's random bullet points, etc., etc. And some of my favorite, these ones I really like. Okay, the typewriter effect. Another, and as we go down, there's another really nice one. So you can see there's all different angles, especially with the text isometrics. Obviously, we've got typewriter and this one slideshow. Now, I know there's a doctor in there. Don't worry. When you do select this, you don't have to have a doctor, but this works really good. You can imagine with like artistic images, you can imagine treasure maps and, that kind of feel or investigation. And news, whatever it may be. It's a really nice one. And let me see, actually. Let's have a look. So here we go.
Hi there, you weren't expecting me to talk, were you? Well, surprise, I'm just a photo brought to life with AI. Now I can tell stories, share messages, or even sell products all without moving a muscle. Go ahead, give your photos a voice.
Right, did everybody see that? I think that's pretty cool. Just a quick job, couple of points in there, and that's it. So you can imagine you can make stories with this, like the comic style, whatever it is. It's just about spending time, having that plan of action, what it is that you want to do, and then you can start crafting it out. Okay, now this one is a green screen wide. Okay, so you've got one with no text. You can have it simple, but green screen wide. Why this is good as well is because this will also allow you to create videos with a green screen, which means you have the flexibility of using this, okay, outside of HumanPal. You can download these as separate projects, okay? So when it comes to, if you really want to go further in your production, one of the apps that you're going to be given, which I'll show you later, is called the Video Editor app. And you can just simply, you'll come in here and you can actually put your videos inside, etc., etc. Or if the client wants the video and they may want to change the background, change it, exchange the background with another background, they can do so. Now, another good question is, what someone said, can you have two avatars speaking to one another in these videos? Now, the way the technology is set up, now, obviously, we have one individual avatar set up, right, in the videos. However, if you do post-production, even with the Video Editor app, or many of you have Video Express, there would be nothing stopping you from creating one video here with one avatar and then another with another avatar, where they could be discussing, debating, they could be interviewing one another, and it's just a case of putting them together, removing the background, putting a studio background, etc., etc. Again, this works for presentations, tutorials, a whole host of different avenues you can use this from. So that's why the green screen thing is so important, because it gives a lot of flexibility for your own projects. But another key thing is, there's a secret behind it also with the green screen, is that when you're dealing with clients, you can actually sell the green screen video as an upsell, as an additional upsell. And I've gone through this myself, where somebody's created me a video with the background already, and they say, hey, for an additional, $30-40, I'll give you one with a green screen. So what that allows me to do is to repurpose that video as much as I want and keep changing the background. Okay, so this is another thing that we'll look at, especially when we go into Fiverr. So I just want to kind of cover all the angles here. Now, let's actually jump straight into this. So let me go for this one, because I like this one here with the glow. Remember, we've got landscape and mobile, so don't think you're just restricted to mobile. Should we get one that has a lot more? Yeah, I think let's go for a mock-up, because you can add more media in there, isn't it? Let's have a look. Okay, so if I get this one looks nice. Okay, step number 3. Now, as Paul mentioned before, yes, there are a huge number of brand new avatars added, and you'll see indications of them by the banner. However, another thing that you can see, it will be indicated at the bottom: casual, idle, or static. Okay, and over time, I think there will be any updates when it comes to it. We can obviously keep adding to the library of it. So some really good ones, as you can see, different ethnicities, different professions. Some of them are casual, different occupations. You got construction, you got chef, business attire, you got medical, also could double up as dentistry. Okay, and then you got a doctor in scrubs, casual, and there's a whole host okay, that you can choose from. And another thing that I just want to mention and highlight, because I think is really important, is as I scroll down, let's have a look. Where are they? You will have, which I think is important, especially for the age range, we have kids as well. Okay, so imagine if you want to put maybe your kids want to use this, or you want to create your products or services, or the business that you may be servicing is children related. You may have other apps that you want to create children related products and videos and services. Hey, then you have that now as well. And as you scroll down, you'll see a number of different other avatars here. And you can see the different sizes of them. And you've got health and fitness as well. So there's a whole host. And here's another cool one, brand new versions. You've got the young boy here. And the thing is with these, if you do click on them, you might be thinking, yeah, but before I go ahead and I go to the next step, can I actually preview them? So every time you're on there, just simply scroll down and select preview. Okay. And that will give you an idea, indication of how it will appear as you're using the scene. Okay. Alongside that, I think let me see if I'll just show you some snippets of some of them all put together here. So you can see some of the characters. Let's see, some of the characters I put in here, so you can just kind of quickly see how they look. These are just a snippet, so there's a huge portion in there, but I just want to show you how they're going to look like. So you can see, ultra realistic. And remember, you have that capability of the face swap, okay? And there's many, many more. Alternatively, when you do check out the page, you'll see some of these characters, how they'll actually look. So I think that's really cool if you want to preview that a little bit more. So coming down here, let's have another look. You've got casual, and then you can see a preview of this gentleman here walking as well. So it could be all part of your story of how you want your character to appear, maybe health and fitness. You got one with a beard, one without. You got one here, just casual preview mode. Let's have a look. And just remember, even if you do choose a specific character, he doesn't necessarily need to be English speaking because of the text translation. So you can use that character and he could be applicable in so many different countries. And that not only means when you're doing personal projects, if you're creating videos and you're creating content, that one video that you render at the end, like Paul showed you, okay, which I'll show you in just a minute. When you create that one video project, if you want, you can clone it. You can go back in the settings, which I'll show you, and then you can actually change the language and then just simply render the same video, just changing the language. Okay, it's as simple as that. And it may be the case that it might not be your project, but your client may say, okay, that I need it in this language or that language. Okay, so sometimes you have distributors that have a product that they want to kind of send and distribute across the world in certain countries. Hey, we got you covered. And if there's a language, for whatever reason, that you want to do, maybe in your own voice, hey, you can get that done as well. So I think another thing is you do have a section here where there's some really good languages you can choose from. If you ever get confused, say for example, if English is not your main language, you can actually come down here if you're Spanish or Portuguese, and it will change the language of the website. So you may be watching this, you might be in Spain right now, you might be in China right now, or Netherlands, and you think, I can't maybe not understand it. Well, that will be a good way of understanding the whole platform as well. Alternatively, just simply go to right click and you can translate with Google. So it will translate the entire site. It just makes your life a lot easier. Now, let's go ahead and let's find a businessman. Okay, so yeah, there's some really good ones. Got yoga, Janet from the classes, medical, chef, casual, yoga. Okay, let's use his idol. Okay, let's use this gentleman here. Okay, so with this one now, as Paul mentioned before, I'm going to let's go in this a little bit more in depth. With lip sync, you have 3 different variations of how extreme you want the lip sync to be: low, medium, and extreme. Okay, so obviously we're going to go for extreme. What is the closest as? Now with text to speech, you're going to have your existing languages, but with the new voices things get even more interesting. Okay, so once you do new voices, even if I come here, obviously selected here, we've got Gideon, different emotions. Now, why is this important? Because over time, this will be updated. But when it comes to creating your sales videos or your promotional material, when you're serving the clients and you're creating your content for the purposes in mind, sometimes having that emotion is going to be more human-like, but it engages the person, and it's about generating sales, isn't it? It's about invoking an emotion in the end user who's viewing, like you're watching right now, isn't it? You're watching right now, and somebody asks a really good emotion. I think Paul will probably say it's going to come soon. Is crying. Can you add crying? And I'm pretty sure that will be probably something that we can add on the roadmap and we can look into to have that emotion, because I think that would be a really good emotion. Now, with this gentleman, because he's a male, you can see we've got all these different emotions to choose from. I would say when you're going through them, hey, listen to them. It doesn't take that long to listen to them, but give you an idea. If you want to use your own voice, you can simply go to import and you can record your own voice and actually insert that. Things like speaker volume, very important. For me, I would put it, you don't have to, but I'd put it as high as possible, just in case sometimes people have their own volume turned down when it renders. Speed obviously makes the voice much faster, like 1.5, 1.7, etc., etc. And the pitch, low and then high. Okay. Another cool thing, auto translate. You can put your language in here and it will translate for you. And then obviously you can preview that and make sure it's correct. Now, when it comes to the background music, yes, you can do it from the library. The royalty-free music is there. But one thing I would mention, as you probably come across this, many times yourself, when you're creating videos and you're adding background music, make sure you adjust the volume, because so many times I've watched videos and the background music is overpowering on the main audio script. Okay, a key thing to remember when you're creating this, because obviously you don't want to create videos and then when you upload it, the background music is so far, it's so overwhelming. The person is complaining that they can't hear what the actual, the script is. So this is really, really important. And, you can also select from a library. Let's have a look. And with these, you can upload your own. So you're not limited to. That's the key thing. You can upload your own script. And I guess if you want later on post-production, you can have your own sound effects and things like that. So let's stick with this. Let's go for let's actually put a script in there. Let's actually add a script. Okay, so there's a script. Now, somebody did mention earlier on, can you place these emotions anywhere in the script manually instead of it pre-done? So anywhere you want the emotions, say for example, I go, welcome, we're thrilled to have you here. If I want, I would just simply go to chuckle. Okay. Once I select chuckle, the key thing is you must select add. Because I'll be honest, first time I done it, I thought I'll press chuckle. Where is it? It's not getting added. Sounds simple, but it will happen. Okay. So what you need to do is simply select add. The moment you do this, you can see now it is being inserted in a closed brackets. Now you can add essentially as many as you want. Okay. But remember, depending on your script, it has to invoke that particular emotion that you can add it in. And then towards the end, so commas or full stops, as Paul mentioned, that will allow the spacing and the separation and a stop in the speech. Okay, for the end, let's just do another laugh. And remember, add. Okay, and that's it. We'll go ahead and select next. And this is where things you can actually tailor make if you want. So each scene has now been broken up. So this text that we added has been broken up into 4 scenes. Now, each scene will have a character limit of 100, okay? And there's nothing stopping you. You can actually come and you can edit this. You can manually edit and you can change things around depending on what scene you want or what text you want in the script on each scene. So you can really tailor make a very powerful video, essentially, using this. So you can craft it in the perfect way that you want, okay? And then once you're happy with that, you can see the preview and you can see the text. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. And go next. Now with subtitles, why are subtitles important? I know Paul mentioned that it's something that everything has subtitles, but the truth is sometimes adding the capability of a subtitle now with a lot of applications is an upsell, because it takes a lot of effort and hard work, especially for when you're adding a script, for the technology to understand what's being said and to have it being accurate and display accurately. clearly, because I can tell you personally, you can go to sites like rev.com and you have to pay for transcription, then you have to manually add them and layer them over onto the video itself, right? And I'm pretty sure many of you will agree. So don't underestimate the power of subtitles. And subtitles, why is it also important? It's because you, by not having subtitles in some, well, in certain instances or many instances, I would say, because you have an audience that might be, audibly impaired. They might not be able to hear what's being said, right, orally. So reading will access you another clientele or more customers by having those subtitles. And if anything, it can keep people engaged on your videos. And we've seen this time and time again. So having the subtitles enabled, another key thing I will make sure to kind of highlight is that when it comes to subtitles, this could be an additional upsell that you could add when you're presenting your services to the client, meaning having subtitles could be additional cost. You could say, for subtitles, it's going to take me an extra bit of time, as an example, because, it takes time to click enable subtitles and customize colors. So another 20-30 bucks. It's an additional service. So don't be afraid to add these as upsells when you're presenting your products or services. And if anyone's thinking, yeah, but how much pricing packages and all of this stuff, don't worry, we're going to go through all of that. But let's go through the basics. Subtitle color. Let's go for... So this is another important point. When you're doing the colors, check what your background was or what your template was, and then you can coordinate the colors on that. But it's not the end of the world, because even if you go next, and once it goes through this process, you can always come back. So don't be afraid that if you ever want to change anything, you can always come back. Okay, you can always come back and you can say, okay, when I come here, okay, the subtitles, look, they're black and white. Okay, maybe I want to change them. So let's go for yellow. Okay. And what I like about this is also, if a company or a brand you're working with, or client that you're working with, they may have brand colors. So you can actually simply get the little dipstick, and you can then get their specific color, brand colors, and you can then link it up with their custom colors. Okay. And then we go next, and there you go. You can see how quick this is. Okay. Now, another thing to mention is that you can actually, if you do want to rearrange slides, you can easily do this. You've got a couple of ways of doing this. You can actually drag and drop, or you can just simply select this little toggle. So anytime you want to change things around, or maybe you've added a slide, an additional slide, okay, you can come in between. Maybe you thought, you know what, I want to expand something, I want to correct something. Instead of going all the way back and spending more time of, just making more scripts, etc., simply press the plus button, and then you can add that new scene. And if you want to kind of rearrange it, either drag and drop, or you can move it across using little toggles. And remember, there's an indication of how much time per scene that is there. Okay. Now, once you're on this screen, it might look a bit overwhelming for the first time, which I don't think it does. But for the first time, the key thing is, okay, yeah, I can see my media here. How do I change that? Okay. I really want to change that media. Now, in order to do that, what I like about this is, to make your life easier, you've got a choice now. Uploading media, whether it's a static image, either your own personally, or HumanPal will actually offer you royalty-free media also, which I'll show you in just a minute. Now, you have the choice. When you upload a piece of media content, you can apply it to one scene individually, or you can easily apply it to all scenes at a click of a mouse. So you may have a background image that you want to apply for the background. Maybe you have a video that you want to apply to all scenes that is relevant. You can simply do it just by a one click. Now, if I go to, let's go to this one. So this is the other key important thing, that depending on what you want to upload to which scene, so you can see scene 1 has been selected. It is now highlighted in purple. If I go to scene 2, it is now highlighted. Why am I mentioning this? This essentially is like your canvas, or the what we're going to edit. Once you've selected it, then go to upload media. Once you're in upload media, we've got my own files. Okay. And some of you may be familiar if you've already got access to things like Artistly AI. Now, I can easily go there and get graphics from there, as why not? If you already got access to it, and I can repurpose that using HumanPal. And this works with as well, I guess, with the custom HumanPal having a face, okay, your own model face, whatever it may be. So first of all, we got a nice breakdown of images here. You can see these are my own images. And more importantly, this is the key thing. So when you're coming for the first time and you're coming to like things like the Pixabay or Pixel Premium, every time you select images and you're searching, it's not going to show you videos. So I want to make that very, very clear, because the moment, say, for example, if I go doctors, right? If I select doctors and I go search, okay, they all come, but there won't be no video. So make sure, I know, it may be simple, but when you come to video, as soon as you select it, everything disappears. And then you'll have to start, then you'll do the new search. So be specific in what you're looking for, and then you can test both of them. So you'll start sifting through and see what you can find. And there's obviously something called Safe Search, just to make sure there's nothing untoward. Okay. And another cool thing is that I did this. You don't have to come and use images from here. I went to a third-party site and I can use videos from other platforms. Okay. Let's have a look. Pixels. So you can see, look, there's some nice selection of videos that are. So just imagine if I'm serving a client who's a doctor, dentist, carpenter, electrician, handyman, plumber, maybe health and beauty, fitness, maybe a gardener, maybe a chiropractor, maybe a store, whatever it may be. This works very, very well, because if you're contacting a business that's a dentist, as an example, and you say, look, I would like to create content for your social media that will get you, bringing you more clients, leads, and make you more sales, then when you're creating an avatar, not necessarily need it on the laptop, but if you have another background, then it would make sense to have a video portraying a dentistry environment, like in the, a dentist and the patient speaking, discussing in the office. Okay, let me see if I've got something like that. Let's have a look. Okay, whenever, but
Welcome to Bright Smile Dental Studio, where every smile tells a story. We're here to make sure yours is healthy, confident, and truly radiant.
Okay, so you get the gist of it. And that took no effort at all, right? Now imagine if you've done this and you sculpted this for the company and you put these nice video overlays in the background.
Welcome to Bright Smile Dental Studio, where every smile tells a story.
Right? Okay. And now with this one, let's go for a piece of media. So we can go through all of these. Let's just say dentist. Let's have a look. Is there a dentist in here? Let's have a check. Let's go through. Okay, there's some really good dentist ones. So you can imagine teeth whitening. Maybe you got the crown and tools, and hey, you got braces going on. And look, over 32, and it just keeps going on. So you never be stuck. You don't have to be running around going to Google and going to third-party websites trying to download stuff. You're paying more fees and expenses. That's why when it comes to, I guess it's a shocker, when you come to HumanPal and you're going to go pay $99, right? It's all included. So, you're saving expenses. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my files because I want to show you my videos. Let's have a look. Okay, so just make sure you choose which one. And some other apps, I'll be honest, I've used other apps and I've brought some of those videos across, which I can do, and I can change things around. Now, in this one, just as an example, if I was doing an affiliate promotion, okay, for like Talking Photos AI or something like that, I could come in, I select my piece of content. Like Paul mentioned, you can preview it, make sure it's all correct, etc., etc. I select, I then select it. And like Paul mentioned rightly so, is that when you select that piece of media, it will be located at the bottom right hand on the corner. This is to verify that piece of media has now been attributed to that scene. Now, for each one, I can actually then apply a different piece of media for each different scene that's relevant to my script. Okay, and remember, we can go and upload different videos from the media search engine that is there with the royalty-free content for each one that's relevant for each scene. And then each one can have a different emotion. Okay, again, whether it's depending on your needs of the video, what you're doing, you're creating this for, whether promotional, education, ads, or social media, whatever it may be, then obviously you'll script it that way. Now, this is what I was mentioning before. Because I've selected this piece of media, I simply go ahead. Okay, once I've done that, let's go ahead. Yeah, okay, that's done now. And then this one, I can go to upload again. Let's have a different one. It's got a glitter ball. No, it's a bit boring. So what we'll do, let's upload another one. Yeah, let's do this lady here. Or let's do a product promotion. Okay, let's go select. That'll make more sense. Okay, so as we've done that now, I mean, it doesn't get simpler than that. And like Paul mentioned, when you're doing custom HumanPal faces, hey, you can see my face. Let's actually go ahead and select it. Let's go ahead. And remember, with the human photo generator, you can actually try to tailor make the ethnicity and the skin tone to be a little bit closer. Okay, but in this instance, you can see not very flattering, but my face has now been imposed upon the avatar. So, you know, we've got a lot of instances now where you can actually transform yourself into an AI avatar. You can be your own hero of your own story, and it doesn't matter what genre, it doesn't matter what category, what industry that you're in. You can repurpose yourself to put, you know, to you can repurpose yourself for any message and get your message out there. Okay, and this doesn't just apply to you; it applies to your client. Or maybe you have, you know, for children's stories, or maybe your child wants to become an avatar. We have those children avatars, so it's got a whole scope of usability when it comes to using HumanPal. So you can see how simple this is. And just another key thing, you might be thinking, okay, there's only a few faces here. Now, another key thing is that can you upload your own face? Yes, you can. We have the upload feature here. But another key thing is that if you want more faces, all you have to simply do is go to the human generator here. Let's have a look at this. And then you will go, like Paul mentioned, we'll go through and you want to sculpt the best avatar for your requirements. So in this instance, if I'm looking for a male, you know, you've got the selection of genders, a specific age group. Like I mentioned, you might want a child, or you might want an elderly person, depending on the product or service or the message you're trying to convey in your video. Okay, the eye color. I mean, this gets very, very specific. So you can imagine it's really being thought out. Okay, and even the emotion. So let's just say ethnicity. If I was, I guess, going for me, let's go for Asian. Okay, so that would be more similar to me, but it doesn't matter. You can apply this on anyone. But remember, it depends. Maybe you have a product that's more, or product or service that's more catered for a particular market, right? Etc. etc. This would work really, really well. It doesn't matter. It just depends on what you're looking for. But the key thing is here that you must select the graphic or the image, the human that you're looking for. Once you select it, you have to save it. The moment you do this, it will be added to the gallery. Okay, right now, obviously, here you go. He's been now added to the gallery, and now he becomes applicable for usage. So this way, everything's nice and organized, and you can see it's all done. Okay, so that's how you would keep adding characters into your media library, so it keeps everything nice and controlled. Once we've done that and we're happy to go, as an example, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and select next. Now, another key thing is if you're working personal or client projects, you put a project name. Let's just say promotional campaign. Let's say affiliate marketing as this one, right? And then I'll show you other sites like Fiverr and things like that. Okay, affiliate marketing. Now, resolution, we will be looking at even trying to get better resolution, but it's already at a very high level of high definition at 1080p, and there is 720. Now, why would I be mentioning this? You might be thinking, but why is he mentioning 720? Because these are really important when you're communicating with a client, because you can actually add this into your pricing. You can say a lower price, I'll make you a resolution of 720. It's like a lower quality, isn't it? And then you can slightly adjust the price for the high definition video, isn't it? So we're kind of being smart. It's kind of like it's kind of like a very smart way of doing an upsell, but it's giving different pricing bands to the projects that you're catering your client for. So you may be thinking, yeah, it's got a very good point, because typically everyone's always going to want the higher price. But again, it's about offering the services. It's about the higher resolution. But There's an analogy. I don't know if you remember when it comes to McDonald's. Now, McDonald's typically, they have they have let's just say they have a Big Mac meal, but they have small, medium, and large. And generally, the medium and large is always going to be similar pricing, right? And then the large is only like maybe 10 cents difference. So the person's always going to go for the higher price product. Okay. So one's kind of a distraction, if that makes sense. Right. But I'm being honest. You have to give a choice. You are paying a client is going to pay you for a variation of service, isn't it? So why not add it? Okay. And you'll see that. I'll show you in a Fiverr how people are obviously doing other variations of this. So once you've done that, make sure, when you see things, you can send an email, obviously. So terms and conditions, one thing we say, obviously, we don't want people abusing it and using it maliciously. So, use your own images and things like that and have fun with it. Okay. Once we've done that, simply select create video, and then it'll go off onto the servers and it'll be ready for production. Now, another good thing is what you can do, like Paul mentioned earlier on, I think it's a really good point. Once you've created a video, say I've created a video now, okay? The key thing is here, I want you to imagine now that when you create one video, you can create unlimited versions and unlimited variations of that video. You can alter the script, you can change the language, and also you can change the product placements. Okay, and it saves a lot of time. And another thing is, if I just play this video, hopefully you can see this. Can you see down here the TM? I'll show you how you do this. So somebody asked a really good question: how can you add watermarks? So in order to add watermarks, I believe let's go to step number 6. Okay, video settings. Okay, you can obviously, depending on the template you're using, but typically you'll see this where you can add your company logo and you can add your watermark in here. Now, you may be thinking, but why would I want to add a watermark? Now, a watermark essentially is a good way of protecting your work. Okay, especially we know there's been instances, some of you have probably had this occur to you, where you've sent the client a project and there's been no watermark and you never hear from them again, but they're using your content, right? How do you protect that? By adding a simple watermark. You can also add a watermark regardless if you're using it for personal projects. You're adding this on your social media. Why? Because it's about branding. And number 2, if anyone tries to take your video and repurpose it, at least your branding is there and people will always redirect to your own social media sites. It's just essentially your stamp, isn't it? It's your brand. So really good question, Jason, just come through. Who on the video is actually selling these types of videos to clients? Now, you'll be very surprised, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, because things have changed now. Where even like, I'll be very honest with you. Like, I'm a nearly 40-year-old man, right? And places like TikTok, I think TikTok maybe is for kids, but the truth is TikTok has changed everything, the landscape of clients and the way they're generating income and the audience. You have a whole scope of age ranges from young children, believe it or not, to the elderly that are on places like TikTok. Okay, now TikTok is not just about people dancing. All right, it's not about all of that. They're actually selling. It's a platform where you can make sales. You can do education videos. You can do training videos. You can do advertisements, product placements. Okay, and just kind of let's have a look. So you can go on TikTok and you can look at what people are generating with AI avatar human realistic videos. Okay, there's so many of there, and you can see some of the views that they're getting is huge. So there's a huge possibility when it comes to this and why somebody would use this, especially the aspect of faceless videos. Majority of people don't want to get on video anymore. The reason being, either they just don't want to get on video. They're doing, they're already, privacy is another one, but they're working already. They want this as a side hustle essentially, and they don't want to be, out there in public, or they're not comfortable being on camera. You don't have to be, you keep things private, have an alias, have a persona. You can do all of that stuff. So it's very versatile. Okay. Now, next, let's have a quick look. So even if you go to YouTube, you'll see people are doing, they're creating videos on this. Like these are now, even though it says creating talk and video avatars, these are educational training tutorial videos where people are using apps, right? Like HumanPal for education. And why am I showing you these? Just look at the views, over 157,000 views. Okay, over 140,000 views. People are actually using avatars to give training on how to do avatar videos. So whether you're creating your own channel or maybe you have clients, there could be people on YouTube that want you to create videos for them, etc., etc. You could reach out to them. Now, I'm going to show you something else, and hopefully this will make you a little bit more, even more excited. All right. So when you come to a project, another key thing is, okay, yeah, but if I want to reach out to a dentist company or chiropractor or maybe any kind of, company out there, maybe I just don't know what to do. What can I do? So
Ali, one thing while you're doing it, I want to mention something in regards to this dentist and these use cases that you're talking about. One of the questions was, hey, look, with the mock-ups or whatever the the niche we are trying to do, what if I want to do outdoors? Because some of these like studios, and then there's these other use cases where you have them in a TV set, or they're, let's say, behind them is a computer screen. What if I want to put them on the beach? What if I want to put them on a dentist office right in front of them or in front of a house? So I want to show you folks a use case, and I'll show you how I recreated it so you folks can understand. Okay. So this is an example. I'll play it right now. And then I'll show you how I recreated this exact thing. And I mean, this just took me a minute, but you can get some ideas from it.
HumanPal v2.0, the AI spokesperson app that brings your scripts to life, featuring realistic walking and talking human avatars, perfect lip sync, and multi-lingual text to speech infused with emotions.
Yeah. So I just quickly get into one of our older voices. Obviously, we have much better ones now. But my point is, how do we recreate this, okay? Because this will give you ideas on what if you want to do it in, for example, in cases where we want to put it in front of a dentist office, okay? Where you want to put them in front of whatever we decide, right? You have that flexibility. So I'll show you that right now. Just real quickly, I'll share my screen, how I recreated it, and then we'll go from there, okay? So let me share real quick, because this will give you some ideas on flexibility, because having the background changed on a 3D viewpoint, like what we are talking about here on a full body avatar, gives you a lot more flexibility. So let me just add this in here real quick. So this is my screen. So this is the video I generated walking on the beach. All you have to do, okay? First thing, you're going to need a background video, right? So first, let's get a background video. So this was an example of a background video that I checked. So this is the video. You see this? Basic video. It's just some beach background or video. You can be obviously an image as well, but I just want to show you video because it'll give you some flexibility. So what I did is, this is just a point of view video on the beach, like you see on my screen. And then basically I went in and I go to create video. Okay, so far following along. In the create video, scroll down. At the bottom, you'll see this green screen wide. Okay, so when you click on this, and this can be a vertical video too, by the way. So the equivalent for green screen wide, this is landscape. On mobile, this is green screen mobile. So same concept. Okay, the equivalency of what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, if you want to do a vertical video for TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. So we're green screen wide. Click next, okay? And you see how it says green screen wide circle, green screen wide video background, green screen wide video background circle. So you see how it says green screen wide video background? That's what I picked. If it's an image background, you want to pick the first one, okay? Because the looping structure is slightly different for images compared to video. Click on this, go to next. You can pick any avatar. I would obviously want to pick one with the full body, with the legs and feet showing, right? In this case, if it's in a hospital environment, I put this. If it's a cooking environment, let's say in front of a kitchen or whatever, I want to put this. Whatever the case is, okay? In a construction environment, I'd put that person. What I basically did was I found one who was wearing a casual wear, like shorts and that sort of thing, because it's a beach environment. So you just go down and you'll find one relevant to that use case. And then I just pick that person, okay? It can be anything depending on who you're trying to go after here. For example, let's say this is a gentleman. See, he's wearing shorts too. I want to use it. I go next, okay? and then I'd give some speech here. So let's say, what do you want to do? So say HumanPal is awesome, let's say, and then click next, and then go here. You see how it says media? This is where you want to upload. Remember that video I showed you here? This video? Okay. I would upload this video as the media file. Does that make sense? So let's say I upload, I pick this media. You see this? And don't worry about the length of it. Okay. It's 21 seconds long. If your video is 5 seconds, it's going to crop automatically and all that kind of stuff. Nothing to worry there. You can loop it as well if you want to. And then I chose the media here like so. It can be any background. In this case is video background. Click next. And then you can basically wait for a few seconds here. While what it's going to do now is it's going to show you a preview. Now, in the preview, it's going to have some green lines. Don't worry. In the final output, it's not going to show. It's just a quick preview we are doing to show you how it would appear. This would also be a good idea for you to see is the avatar centered or is coming weird, that sort of thing. And then you just go next and you do it. You want to change the media, you want to do it, you can also do it here. The reason why we do it in the early step is, let's say your video was not 1 second long, it's like a minute long or whatever. You want to have this loop throughout. That will be done when you do it in that media step earlier. And then done. We go next. And boom, it's done. So just imagine, right? If you have any kind of background video, you can use Artistically to generate image backgrounds, for example. AI images can create all kinds of images for you. Or you want to create videos. Let's say you have, any kind of video that you want to put in. You can do it. You can add your own sets, for example, any 3-dimensional background. Because the people, that's what I'm trying to explain here. The people in here can be put into anywhere. So in other words, if I refresh this real quick and I'll show you, here, to see this beach walking, this person can be put anywhere. It's just an example here of this. And this person is talking and that sort of thing. And you can add any voice or whatever. But the point I'm making is, does that make sense now? Where you was talking about like the dentist example. Let's say you wanted to put a dental clinic in front. And this person is walking and talking or standing and talking. Doesn't matter. The point is that it's relevant to that personalization to that particular business. Or let's say if it's an e-commerce business and you want to showcase a factory floor of them packaging goods or whatever. Or let's say it's, for example, a business where you want to show outdoors, like a realtor showing a house behind them, okay, that they're trying to sell. You get the point. It'll basically work perfectly seamlessly what you're seeing on my screen right now. It'll work for videos, it'll work for images, it'll work for full body, it'll work for half body. Doesn't matter. The point is that it will work regardless, because every single person here has been shot in such a way that the background can be interchangeable across the board. All right. And this makes it very unique, because oftentimes we see this where even on an AI video case, very difficult to cut out that person from a background, put them where we want to put them, and with the lighting and all that kind of stuff. So here it's going to look perfect across the board. Okay. This is a question that came in. Is that clear? Giving you some ideas? Let me know in the chat box if it's giving you some ideas on how you can basically replicate this stuff. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box just so I know you're following along here. Okay. Because this right here, we took a long time to do this, because what happens oftentimes is when you're doing AI video, one of the problems with them is it generates the whole AI video or whatever, and now you want to extend that to a 5-minute thing, or extend that to 3 minutes, or let's say you want to personalize it to a specific business or a project or something. Very difficult to put that character there, maintain the lip sync, maintain the lighting, maintain different elements and aspect ratios and stuff like that, vertical video and all that. So personalization is very important. One of the questions that came in was, hey, where do I sell these videos for? Just think about it. No matter, even if it's for your own business, for clients or whatever, they will simply say, hey, look, when somebody comes into my website, I want them to showcase my dental practice or a plastic surgery clinic, or let's say if it's even a florist and they're selling flowers and during Valentine's Day. Okay, fine. That's a big day for them, Mother's Day, whatever. Okay, then you want to make sure this is the case. And if it's Father's Day coming up, let's say, and there are gyms that are going to be having special memberships for Father's Day, or spa or whatever, you want to put them there. Okay. And talking about that brand, that business, that's what they're going to pay you money for. And that's where the value is, because it's not easy to do it. If it was easy, you would see that quite commonly. It's not that common anymore, unfortunately. And because it's not an easy solution. This is one way. You can also put them under mock-up. Say, for example, the same concept, just putting it in perspective, just so you folks understand. Let's say you want to put them under these media here or these placeholders. You can do that. Alternatively, you can also do it for these full body, where it's, let's say, one of these art gallery kind of setups. You can put them into these workflows. You see this newsroom one, for example? Let's say you want to put like that business behind them while talking. You can do that too. But the problem with it, as you can imagine, is a little bit difficult to customize, especially if you want to focus on a three-dimensional view of somebody walking through a dental office, or somebody walking through a factory floor, somebody walking in front of a house, or talking in front of a house, right? It doesn't have to be even walking. Like if you have one of these avatars which are basically staying stagnant and speaking, okay, let's say one of these, like the chef one, or this one in the suit, or even this one, for example, the portraits, or even this one, okay? This one, for example, is a perfect example. Full body. This person is now walking, but they're stagnant, right? And they're moving their hands and stuff. Wouldn't it be perfect if it's this person is a chiropractor, dentist, or let's say, for example, a plastic surgeon? Makes sense, okay? That you would put behind them, okay, a background of a medical office of theirs, or a background of them in front of that office, sitting, basically standing in front of like one of their specific personalized elements of that office. Maybe they're very good with post-operative care. You want to talk about that background being a post-operative center, so that people can see, oh, wow, it looks like a 5-star hotel. I see the value here, okay? That's what we're aiming for here, okay? That makes sense. All right, Ali, you can go ahead. I just want to mention this because it's a huge feature. A lot of people don't understand the true power of it.
No, that's a very good point. One thing that straight away, remember everyone, Paul was just using a quick video of a beach. Obviously, if you get the right kind of video, it'll be moving the other way. So put that aside. But one thing straight away, I had a light bulb moment. Just imagine a realtor, someone that does, selling properties. One thing that's huge is virtual tours. So you could have, the video playing. As you see, if you go online and you check properties for sale, they have virtual tours. Then imagine the avatar is then describing each place or each room in the property as you go through the tour. Now, again, like Paul mentioned, if you're at the dentist or the doctors, it could be like an onboarding. Okay, when the person first comes to the reception, hey, this is what you can expect. This is our waiting area. Okay, you're going for. Now you sit down with the doctor, so you can change the background to anything that you want, whether it's static or video. You're not just stuck with the template scenes. You can obviously, with that green screen ability, you can actually change anything and have those tools. Even car meets, cars, vehicle, mechanics, construction, have a tour about, their products, their processes, all of that stuff. So, there's a lot to it, but let me take it a little bit one step further. Okay, so let's get this up. Let me get my screen. Okay, so to make your life a little bit more easy as well, one of the other additional resources that is included in the access when you get access to HumanPal today is you're going to get something called niche dashboard. Okay, with that, you can watch the video, but you're going to get assets. Now, this will also spark ideas and creative elements that you probably didn't even think of. So another different angles of industries and businesses you could target. So it's just not giving you the idea. It's actually giving you the assets and everything you need for the idea for you in order to implement it. So say, for example, if there's someone doing acupuncture, you could then reach out to people in, Google, for example, about people that are doing acupuncture in New York or Alabama or whatever it is. Simply select it and you can see when you download it, this is everything that you get. Not only do you can get the male or female voiceover, so you've got two genders to choose from, but remember, you can have your own voice if you want, but you're also given a script. So you've got all these different elements that, or it's basically, it's a done for you solution, isn't it? Now, if you want, even with a script, you could take the script, you can go and ChatGPT, you can spice it up, maybe improve on it or make it different, make it more unique. That's completely up to you, but you still have that ability within HumanPal itself when you put the script in there. Okay, and then when you do have the script anyway, then you can use those brand new 2.0 version emotional voices there. So I just want you to just imagine there is so much to choose from. I mean, the list is endless. Look, Let's look at, you got auto detailing, auto body shop, bail bonds, basement finishing, brake shop, blinds, beauty salon. You know, you got a search bar as well. So if you want to put, let's see if they've got a dentist there. If I want a dentist, let's have a look. Okay, doctor, let's have a look. Let's see, it might be here somewhere. Cardiologist, I guess, is doctor. So if you have the specific name of it, it will give you all of the components. You get the voice over the scripts. And if anything, you could model this and you could create your own unique scripts. Okay, you don't need to use these, but it can give you ideas. But if you want something that can get you quick out the gate, you can go and customize, you can tailor make it. Hey, it's nice and easy, okay? Christmas light, chiropractor, construction, cosmetic, dentist. We have a dentist. All right, there's a dentist in there, but it's more cosmetic. So white teeth whitening, etc., etc. Can everyone see that? Does that sound good, right? So that's included as well. And there's another thing which you see in Video Resizer, and you'll get the video editor app. So you can actually record your own videos here. So if you want to record content on here and then upload it as your own video media, you can do so. Now the question is that can it be sold? Like, are people actually selling humans? Where can you sell this stuff? Okay, so one good place out of many, you can Google, alternatives, okay, is somewhere called Fiverr. Now you can go on there and you can check avatar spokespersons, right? So if I go to English, let me just make sure that it's in dollars opposed to pounds. And let's have a look. So if I go to relevance, we want to keep it as relevant. Or let's see pro services, how much. Okay, this person, look, this person is charging $245. You might say, yeah, but she's the best, etc., etc. But if you're doing this and you're getting better at it, this is what people are. Right. Now, this is interesting. Let me pull this up. Now, if you just remember what Paul just did right now, where he placed just a video of the beach as an example. Now, you can have your own media insert of something like this. And she's charging like $250 for that. And what's fascinating with stuff like this is what we're doing. You want to come down here and compare the packages. So if you remember about the rendering quality being HD or 720 or adding things like subtitles, we got script writing, we got things like ChatGPT that can help us, backgrounds. Yeah, we got royalty free stuff, full HD. Check this out. Okay, so we can do the basic package could be 720, and then for the standard could be full HD, etc., etc. Logo, yes, we can add logos. Logos, yeah, if they have a logo, great. If some of you may have other apps like Artistly AI, you could actually create the logo for them, have a logo edition where you can create the logo for them, etc., etc. So you can see, look, even limited by words. So depending on the words that they're creating in their script, the price will go higher. So even though it's $245, if I went to, say, for example, if I done 200 words, the price has gone up now. Right? If I had, maybe I want to do a bit of a VSL that might have 400 words, $500, and people are paying for this stuff. People have to understand, people are paying for this stuff. So just having that video where she's got the video there, and then it's just an overlay, isn't it? You got media background, and then she's just using a spokesperson. But here we're going to be smart and use an avatar. So let's go find a really good example. But this is a good place to let's see. Where's it gone? I will create an engaging AI avatar spokesperson. Look at this. Okay, so if I go select this, remember the background, she's sitting. Yeah, that looks great. We can do all of that. We can replace the background. We have that technology with the green screen ability. We can either replace the background, have static, or we can have an animated video background, and we can change the environment. Very important point, like Paul mentioned, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be indoors. We can be outdoors. We can be in the city center, any location, any place in the world. Right now, we know with politics, things are happening around the world. You could do an avatar that's speaking about news, breaking news that's happening around the world about whatever's going on, etc., etc. Okay. Here you can see. So this is a really important point. When people say, how much would I charge? What do I offer them? Model what people are already doing. Now with this person here, they've already got, they've got a high rating. They've got over 35 reviews. They're a level 2 seller. So the case is, don't reinvent the wheel. If something's working and you can see what somebody's doing and you can see the results, model it. You don't have to copy, but you can model what they're already doing. So here you can say, yeah, I'm going to create them a spokesperson. Yeah, I've got subtitles. I've got that text there. Logo is optional. If they have their logo, they'll add their logo. We can do that. Okay. They don't know you have, you've got, go to my video. They don't know you have HumanPal here, where you can just simply go into edit here, step number, I believe it's step number 6. And you can just add their company logo. They don't know that you've got that ability, isn't it? They think, or they will assume that you're going to manually go to a video editor and overlay the logo and place it in there and make it look all good, okay? And you can see this person is obviously doing a full HD MP4. And look at the language that they're using. So you can model the language that they're doing. Now, look, up to 4 revisions. Well, you can do as many revisions as you want, okay? The reason people limit revisions because it takes time, isn't it? Because you might be dealing with another client. So you can cap it. Any more revisions, they can pay for more, okay? So if I scroll down now, you'll see there are 3 different payment packages, okay? $10, standard, and premium, okay? And this person's gone a little bit more. But check this out. Another good one. This is actually a really good example, right? Breaking news. Now, tell me, haven't we got even better studios and setups, right? If I go to back, let's have a look. Let's go to create video. Leave this page. Yes. We've got virtual sets, and let's have a look. Where did we place? Okay, virtual sets. Okay. And check this, we've got breaking news. Right? There we go. So I'll be shocked. This person is obviously doing this spokesperson here, but the key thing is, how much are they charging? It take them average response time. Yeah, it takes them about 18 hours. 2-day deliveries. Check this out. For $10, they have a 2-day delivery period. Now, just imagine you're using HumanPal. How long does it really take? Let's be honest. Okay, but let me scroll down. Let's have a little bit more, and you can see, depending on what they're offering, you got different packages, and depending on the words. Say you had 2,000 words because it's a news report. Goes way over, isn't it? Let's just 1,500 words, and that will apply as well for this one as well. So if I've done 600 words, you see the price changes. Now, let's be honest. Do you think, like, if people are here selling this, and are they actually selling? Let's have a check. Yep, they've got over 112 reviews, and they're 4.7 in feedback. And these are reviews, and they could be reviews people haven't left behind. So clearly, people are buying stuff like this, right? So you could create videos like this, and you could either personal client projects, and you could place them on social media all over the place. You could build your own channel, faceless channels, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You could repurpose the size using the templates, whether it's landscape, changing the aspect ratio for mobile, 16:9, 9:16. You can place it on things like YouTube Shorts. Let me go here, YouTube, for a minute. Look, if I scroll up, look, YouTube Shorts, look at them. Turn any image, look, into AI talking avatar. People are teaching this stuff, okay? Because it's in demand. People are educating others on this. And check this out. This guy's doing a talking AI avatar, right? It's not really that good. Look at that. But 3 million views. This is an educational video where he's teaching somebody about AI avatars, or he's using the avatar as an educational tool. Now, the key thing here is, don't forget, with HumanPal, because you have the green screen and the ability Paul just mentioned, you could actually put yourself in the video, right? You could edit yourself in the video, and then you could either do post-production and using apps like video editor app that we give you access to free, all inclusive of the one price of $99 when you get access today. And as Paul mentioned, yeah, it was discounted from I think it was like $200. But another key thing is when it comes to script, like say for example, if I go now to, let's just go to plumbers in Texas. Okay, so I go to Google. Just anyone can do this. And you're thinking, okay, how can I get clients? What's the way of getting free traffic? Whether we're using Google, I'll show you other ones as well. We've got things like Craigslist. The reason I left this on there because this will actually give you different locations and cities that you could target. So you're not just stuck in one location. It'll give you actually more. So let's go to all these places. There's so many. Let's go to Jersey. Let's go to Jacksonville, whatever it's called, and let's have a look. Okay, and then services. You could go to, as an example, you could go to real estate. We just looked at the idea of making virtual videos of showing property, right? That could be one. You've got things like skilled trade. You've got electricians, plumbers. You could outreach to these individuals very easily and say, I will help you make a promotional video to promote your product or services. We can put this on social media. And that could also be an additional service if you wanted, where you could actually manage or upload it to their social media as well. So once you go into there, all you're trying to do is extract the information on there. You want to kind of get their contact details. That's the key thing here. We have their telephone number. You could call them, say, this is what I do. I would love to get in touch and help you. Or you could pre-build it for them with your watermark, taking the information. Some of them might even have their email address. But if it's not, it's fine, because look, why choose us? So I could say, need reliable air conditioning. I take this. Okay, I come to ChatGPT. Can you make a short 200-word script using this? So I've taken their information and I'm going to generate a script from it. So here we go. We've got a nice script there, okay? I copy it. I come back. I find something that's going to be good. For this one, let's just keep it simple. Let's no subtitles at the moment. Let's just choose this, no text, just for demonstration purposes. Let's find somebody that will look suitable, someone professional looking. Oh, let's use her actually. Business associate, and then we put our script in there. Okay, we can choose Brooke, Cassandra, it doesn't matter, Clementine. Let's go for her. We'll actually do we need emotion? Yeah, we can add a sigh or gasp. A sigh, yeah, a sigh would be more relevant for that part. Okay, there's an emotion in there. Okay, now what I would do next, I'll make sure I've got extreme mouth movements, and I would select enable background music. I would just double check something subtle, and I'll put it low. I don't want it too overbearing. I want it as low as possible. Next, and there we have our script, right? Really easy. And if I want, I can actually add more. So I could put more characters, but I'm happy with that. Once I go next, I can enable subtitles, or I can leave them. Let's just do that. You can add your logo on there. Let's just put that there as an example. Select. Okay, choose. Oh. Select. Next. But can everyone see how quick that was? I can take information. So I'm being preemptive. Sometimes I can make projects or example mock-up videos, or the project already, start my watermark, reach out to the prospect or the potential client and say, look, I would love to work with you. Hey, here's an example of something I made for your company. Just by taking some really short information from them, and I'm using ChatGPT essentially acting as my expert copywriter, right? And you can see how that's going to appear now. And remember, I can change the background if I want. I can sculpt it, put the plum in the back, but I'm happy with that. I've got no issues with that. Okay. And then I can subtly change it, etc., etc. And then once it's done, we're good to go. Just go next. We can upload it. Okay. Oh, let's go here. Plumbing. Oh yeah. Then what I do? Let me go back to the plumber. Where was he? I can say, has he got a name? Got post ID. I can just put that here. Okay, let me delete this. Prospect plumber. And what I'll do, I won't put his telephone number just for privacy, I guess. And tell. Okay, but I know that's the number I need to call and I need to follow up with. Okay, and that's it. Now, interestingly enough, I'll tell you another good strategy and another good secret. Now, once you just say we've done this campaign or we reach out to this plumber or this individual and they're interested in our services and we actually provide them with the service, what is stopping me now from reaching out to other plumbers in the area or in the location, you know, let's just say 5-10 mile radius, right? And recreating the same video by simply cloning it and just changing it with the other person's information and maybe changing the avatar. Does that make sense? And another great strategy is that when you're calling then the next individual, you can say, I've just worked with a client that's another plumber. Don't know if you heard of him. And yeah, I've done a project. So you're earning credibility by doing so, right? So they'll be more inclined. Okay. Now, if I go here, so coming back to plumbers, I mean, this is another good way of doing it, especially when it comes to Google, because Google will give you even more information. You can see, check this out. We've got their website. If I go to their website, I've got more information I can play with in terms of getting information in part of my script, because maybe I want to see their services, what they're offering, their opening time, their closing time, their emergency times, all of that good stuff. Let's see, does it work? So this one's right. Takes time to load, no problem. We can move on. We can go to the next one. And here we have. We've got, and this one's this few moments to load. So, you know, it's about scale, isn't it? Do one thing at a time, and then you can build from it. Okay, so here would be a nice video to have an intro. You know, a welcome avatar, giving a background about the website and the services they provide. So I can take all of this and I can go and put this in the script. I can take his image. Yeah, we could take his image and put it on the avatar. So when we reach out to the client with the link of the video, with the watermark, we could say, look, we made a video. Let me know if you're interested. I would love to make a deal with you. And if you want more, I can make a video for each and every single one, discussing each service that you provide to make it highly engaging and more human-like. Because nowadays, when you're on a website, it gets pretty boring and people just want to jump off. It's like they want to speak to someone. Okay, so we could spice things up and make them more interactive by having these types of avatar videos. Okay, the spokesperson on the video that is promoting the brand and the business. Okay, just gives it a lot more credibility. And then there's other sites you can use, like Yellow Pages in the US. You have it as well. Another great place to see locations. But if I now, let's come back to Craigslist. Let's have a look. I want to look for electrician. I mean, you just have to spend a little bit of time, and there are so many on here. Okay. Electrician. Oops. There you go. So all of these, you can see they are all fairly new. Okay. Look, yesterday, 12th. Here you got information 9th. So these are people that clearly, yes, they're trying to get some kind of leads from here, but we're trying to improve upon it and really give them the attention that they need to maximize leads. And with the leads, we can maximize it using our avatars to convert those leads into paying clients, okay, and convert them essentially. And we can do this time and time again. So just when it comes to this, if you want to make long style videos, we can do. We got the video editor. We can drag all of our clips on there. We got the niche dashboard. It will give you all of the ready-made, done for you, out the box, ready to go scripts, voiceovers, wallpapers for the background. Look, you can even view it if you want, how it's going to look. You can place these into your scenes. You got one that's tinted. Okay, you've got the script here. You look, this is the script. We can copy and paste it. We can say, look, come with the script, come to ChatGPT and say, can you enhance this? Right? Do you see how easy this is? We've got technology. AI is just making it easy now. Okay, you can enhance it. You can sculpt it around the business or the name of the business, and you can make it applicable. And just remember, I'll make sure this will be added somewhere so you get access to this. But I thought this would be a nice, fun way of finding 99 ways to use HumanPal. Whether it's explainer videos, build business welcome messages, like we just saw the plumber, to improve his site that we looked at. It would be nice just to have a nice welcome video on there, isn't it? Just to make it a little bit highly engaging. So when somebody says, can these sell? Of course they can. You will see more AI videos more than ever now within this year. I guarantee you, AI is taking over. Videos were technically coming out a little while back, but the quality was so bad. Now you'll see more human-like, lifelike AI avatar videos, exactly like HumanPal, that will be taken over. So we've got client onboarding for business and marketing related reasons. You've got local service providers. Look, we've got, there's a whole nice breakdown. You got translation videos, okay, social media and content creation, even meme videos. Even I'll be honest, I know this sounds a little bit funny, but I saw a video the other day, I think it was on TikTok, of Winnie the Pooh, but he was not the nice Winnie the Pooh avatar. He was one that was coming out with some not good language, should I say. But it was something that it was engaging in the sense because it conflicted with, he's meant to be a harmless teddy bear. So you can create avatars, essentially. You could do jokes. You could do birthday messages. You could do Happy Father's Day. You could do Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, you're getting married. Oh, happy birthday videos. You could do singing videos, right? You can do scary story videos. You can do information videos. Because if you ever look and educate yourself on TikTok, the educational videos like food reviews, you got auditors that go around and they audit the police about the laws and legislations, about the news, the updates, the legalities about the Road Traffic Act, and anything and everything that's relevant. You can actually get your avatar to do that for you, and that allows you to be in multiple places, all at once at different times. But it doesn't have to be your face. You can actually multiply yourself into hundreds of different avatars, and you could essentially have your hands in so many different pies, because essentially you could be in so many different industries. But the key here is one, okay? That start places, if you want, go do your research on places like Fiverr. We're trying to open your eyes that there's so many possibilities with this. Whether you're using this for personal projects, again, I keep saying that yes, you can use this as your own tool. It's very powerful, okay? And you can just imagine limitless creation of videos. Go look at videos. You'll be shocked. It doesn't always have to be education. It could be just jokes. I go here and I say, okay, give me 10 funny birthday jokes. Right? And then you make a video. Essentially, your service could be that you make funny birthday messages to people. So say, for example, if it's my birthday, my friend, he finds this service and he hires it. As an example, I know it's probably the less funniest one or serious example, but because I've seen this before and it works pretty well. And he goes and spends $10-20 for his friend to make a personalized, jokey, happy birthday video or dancing video, comedy video. Right? You'll be shocked. Sometimes people just don't want to do it for business. They just want to have fun with it and make comedy style videos. But the point is, even if you're not selling it to a client, your social media channel may build traction and build an audience where you're now getting paid per your views. Okay. So in a sense, like AdSense or YouTube, it's monetized. And then you could essentially have monetization ability for sponsorship from other companies out there. So you don't necessarily have to fly kites. Of course you can. There's so many different avenues. You can just simply go even into Google and type in Fiverr alternatives. There's so many of them, like Upwork and P per hour, etc., etc. You can find so many different places. I mean, even making educational videos, you can go on places that do training, okay, that sell training and onboarding and stuff like that. So let's just look at one more example. So if I went here, I just change it around and I type in doctors. Okay, doctors in Texas. Let's find one here. And here we have all the information. We've got the telephone number. We go to their website. And what we're looking for is another good point, which I'll mention, is you can see all their social media. That'll give us more information. And what we want to do, ideally, it would be nice also if we can find the email address. But this one looks like it's different doctors for different locations. So it's not the one that we want. Okay, but I'm trying to give you the idea that we want to look for their email address so we can actually do it by email. Sometimes we don't have to phone them. We can actually send them the email with the link to the video of what we created beforehand, or our intention about the project that we're working on. And here we have, look, email address, perfect. Email and telephone. Send them the email. Hey, look, cold call email. You can use ChatGPT. Want to make this video. This is what the avatar will do for your business and your brand, leads, clients, money. Here's an example I made. I would love to get in touch. Now, once they go through it, either they get back to it or you do a follow-up, and you can call them and say, hey, did you get a chance to see the email, etc., etc. So let's quickly look at the sales page. And I know the time has gone over, but let's have a quick recap of the sales page. Again, this is for your discretion if you want to have a look at this. Remember, multilingual will cover everything. Okay, so even though there are languages in there, the ability to upload audio will be unlimited languages. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So remember, we've got static avatars, we've got walking avatars, talking avatars. We've got that translation ability. We've got the face generator where you can clone your own face, which you've seen. The whole beautiful amount of templates you can choose from. Some of them are static, some of them virtual, and some of them you can actually add your own. So it's custom. You can sculpt the perfect scene. Remember, we can use this for different things like promotional, educational ads. Let's have a look, actually. Let's look at some examples. And yeah, when you do come in, you can check out some of them, how they appear and how they're going to look, okay? So you've got over 60 lifelike presenters, over 40 walk-in ones. And actually, let me go and let's listen to the audio.
It's been a long day at the office. And as I finally sit down to relax, I can't help but, from exhaustion. Suddenly,
It's been a long day at the office. And as I finally sit down to relax, I can't help but yawn from exhaustion. Suddenly, I remember the joke my friend told me earlier and let out.
It's been a long day at the office. And as I finally sit down to relax, I can't help but from exhaustion.
Right. So let me give you an example of some of the audios that are coming through. So you can see they're really clean. Okay. And then obviously that gives the emotional element. We've got the face swap ability, the realistic AI voices, the smart subtitles. They will transition for you. And so definitely do come over here and check, and you can see different dimensions. Some really beautiful demonstrations of how this will apply, different projects for different customers. Unlimited videos, single payment, 30 days money back. It's all cloud-based. It's good for e-commerce. Here we go. Here's a really good section here. Advertising, content creators, students, teachers, freelancers, e-commerce, etc., etc. So presentations, sales videos, education videos, e-commerce. So the list literally goes on. Okay, and there should be some comparisons because a lot of stuff is just monthly, but this one is going to be a one-time off. Now, one of the key differences, if you do get the commercial, obviously that's $49, but that's limited to 1 minute, 1 minute video length. This one is 5-minute video length, but remember it's unlimited. Okay, but you'll get everything in this bundle here, There are no upgrades. There's no upsells. Essentially, you're getting everything. All upsells, whatever there was, it's all included in there. Everything's included, and plus, remember the key thing is that you're getting any updates are also included, but we'll get access also to where's it gone here? Niche dashboard. Okay, you'll get access to the video editor app and video resizer. Okay. No monthly fee, so there's nothing coming up. You don't have to pay, silly credits or some monthly hidden fee at the end of the year or every month. Everything's included, etc., etc. So yeah, there will be some nice FAQs if you ever do need anything clarified. Then you can definitely check that out. But I think we've covered quite a lot today. We have indeed. But when you do come through here, remember tutorials is a really important part. It'll give you a nice breakdown of everything. So you never stuck. There's a whole breakthrough with timestamps, and there will be even more advanced videos. And remember, when you go down to the bottom, there'll be even masterclass training sessions that go even deeper into HumanPal. Okay, so it'll go even further than what we've done today. Another thing, for me, sometimes I like a different screen, so you can actually change this as well around if you do want. If you're like me, if you want to change the interface in terms of the color, you can change that up as well, depending if you're working the day or the night. It's completely up to you, but it's just something I want to mention because I like stuff like this, the little gadgets. And let's have a quick, and these ones, obviously, we can have a look at these. These look really nice. You can see all these different styles here. Let's have a look at this one. So kinetic. So it's a really, 8-step process. Really, well, it's a couple of steps, isn't it? Just click, 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 and put your script, and you're done. Okay. Well, let's be honest. It is that easy, isn't it? So the link is there at humanpal.io, and it's going to be at $99. And the coupon has already been automatically applied. Okay. So everyone, I think we shall now conclude. I think I don't want to go over the time. I know sometimes when it gets too long, then time is of the time is important for you as well. And I think we covered quite a lot. Then it becomes overwhelming, isn't it? So the link will be there, and I'm sure the team will put it in the chat box. So your main focus should be, if you haven't got access, obviously I would recommend get access, but that's at your own discretion. If you already have access, then focus. Try first, make a couple of videos, get used to it, enjoy the process of making the videos, and I'll make sure I get this document across to give you more ideas, okay, of how you can use it, and then you can build upon that. And also to add, you have the access to the niche dashboard that can give you even more landscape of avenues you could go down in businesses you could target, and it just takes just a little bit of effort. Nothing in this life is going to be easy by you sitting and doing nothing. That's the reality. Okay, we all learn the hard way. We have to put a little bit elbow grease into it, but like we've seen, people do get results just by taking some level of action. Now, taking some level of action sounds fine, but just consistently do it. Try your best to consistently do it, even if it's like half an hour per day, because collectively at the end of the week, that's like 3 hours, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, I'll make sure we try to put a resource page in there and update that and get that in there. Okay. So all upgrades are included. So when you do go for the $99 access, let me just check. Yes, I don't need to check. I already know. So yeah, in this bundle all access. How many times have you gone to sales pages and when you click I'll buy now, right? There's upgrade after upgrade after upgrade after upgrade. You're not getting none of that nonsense here. Okay. Everything that you see is all inclusive, and that's it. It's done. Okay. And the idea share, I'll make sure we add this in the tutorial section of HumanPal. Okay. We'll get this added hopefully by the weekend. If not, it'll be next week, but it'll be done as quickly as possible. Okay. So that'll be added. Now coming back to, so yeah, it just makes life easier. I mean, if you go and find some other app around this, you're not going to pay a fraction. You're going to pay. There's no way you would pay this kind of cost. You would pay some monthly subscription or something like that. And especially with these additional apps and bonuses that are included that you'll get through your email access, it just makes life makes life easier. Okay. So anyone that might even have the original access of HumanPal, all upgrades are included. You will have access to every single thing that you're seeing right now. But if you're here and you haven't got access and you're seeing this for the first time, then yes, everything is all inclusive. You're not going to be bombarded with upsell after upsell. Everything is all added. There's no monthly fees. It's unlimited video renders and everything is included and there's no hidden costs. And remember, there's copyright-free video and images and music library. And the rendering speed has increased, so it makes life a lot easier. And there's going to be so much more to come, so I don't want to bore you with all of that because I'm pretty sure you're already very intelligent and you probably already know this. There's always upgrades coming. There's even more being added and added and added, and we also take your feedback because we have a roadmap where you can add everything that you want to see, and that's something we can develop and deploy. Okay, so on that note, thank you to Paul for attending as well, for being part of the session today, and also to the team, everybody behind the updates and the upgrades, and even in the chat right now, everyone that's helping with the team behind the scenes. And then most importantly is to thank you to every single one that has attended today. Okay, so if you watch today, please make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and also put a nice comment if you've enjoyed today. Let us know. If not, then we might shed a tear. But thank you very much, every single one of you. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, whether you're watching, this weekend coming up. I know it's only going to get hotter, but hopefully you have a great weekend. And thank you for staying. Make sure you check out the Inner Circle group and post the videos that you're creating using HumanPal. We would absolutely love to see what you've been working on and share it with the community because people absolutely love it. It just inspires everybody else. So remember, when you make the purchase, you'll get the email with all the access, and you'll get the access to all those extra apps that are all included and all inclusive. So I'll put the link up on the screen as well. You see it there. Okay, HumanPal.io, and you'll see all the breakdowns so you can do your own due diligence. But again, remember, from everybody here, thank you for joining today, and stay tuned for next week. Okay, so apart from that, everyone, thank you very much for joining.